Hello, ILCS staff. It's Josh Osborne with a message regarding some of the updates for the 2016-17 school year at Inland Leaders Charter School. This is the second video I have made, and the first was 25 minutes long. I have a lot of information to pass on, and the last thing I wanted to do was give you a 25-minute video about work on your summer vacation. So here's the bulleted version, and if you have more questions and concerns, just email me and I'll give you all those details that I was giving you in the 25-minute version. So let me start by telling you how much I appreciate you guys, the entire staff. What makes this school great is you. I just am so humbled to serve alongside you guys to help these students become better leaders, more kind and generous people in this world, that are growing academically, socially, and emotionally. So from the bottom of my heart, and I know Lisa echoes these sentiments, we are just really excited about the 10th year at Inland Leaders, and it's you guys who make this place so great. So thank you so much. Let's start with some of the changes that are coming up, and again, more clarification and questions, just email me. So one of the big things that's going to change at the school is the way we look at and carry out discipline. So we have a great team who've been reflecting on that, seeing where we have holes in the past and how we can make it better. Now, if you do clip charts, card charts, things like that in your classroom, continue to do that. Please do what's been working for you. But there are areas that haven't been working. So you're going to hear from our team. We're going to talk about how we are logging some information regarding student behavior on Illuminate. You might have seen that you have a new tab on Illuminate called Behavior. So we're going to be tracking incidents that keep happening over and over again with certain students or certain types of behaviors. So we can be more proactive about curbing those kind of behaviors and seeking those resources that could actually make change in children instead of continuing just to maybe punish them in one way or another that doesn't result in any change. So you'll hear more about that, okay? Other things that might change is the calendar. It's our 10th year, and you might be used to certain things happening at certain times or certain events just happening every year as tradition. Some events might be taken away and some events might be moved. So pay close attention to that. We tried to lighten up winter a little bit, the Christmas season. We tried to lighten up the end of the year as well. So some things have been spread out, some things have been deleted. Just to give you an example, the Santa store that happens in the winter, it's gone now, so it's not there. And I know some of you will go, wait, that's how I get the money for my Christmas party, or that's how I get money for a room mom gift. Well, just keep in mind that you are getting extra money from the Apex Fun Run from last year, and it's going to be on that Visa card. ILF voted to give the teachers money and to put it on that card. So I don't know the exact amount or anything, but just think ahead when you get that card about any changes. If you were planning on buying a room mom gift, maybe you could use that card and buy the room mom gift now because that money from Santa Bucks is not coming in later, okay? Some other things that are going on. Let's talk about being on the same page. We have some great policy at our school already in place, but I think where we have a gap is all of us being consistent. So let's just lay out some things right now very clearly as we go into next year. And I think if we all are on the same page and train the children in these certain rules at our school, then I think we're going to see great results. So first of all, cell phones or handheld devices, we're going to be a gate-to-gate school, no device policy. So you, any student inside of our gates that has a device, first time's warning, second time it's taken away and left in the office, in the front office. They can pick it up after school. Third time has to be picked up by a parent or guardian. So we do not want to see students walking around holding their devices. So we don't know what they're looking at. Again, you could email me if you want further detail, but that is our policy. If you are supervising a child and you want to tell them, hey, yes, you can take a picture of the whiteboard, that's your homework, or hey, just text your mom about this incident or this homework, you could do that if you are supervising it. Any child walking around, student walking around with a device not supervised, it'll be taken away. We all need to be on the same page with that. We also need to be on the same page regarding students in the hallways before school or after school even. So students should not be unsupervised at our school. It's a huge liability, a huge safety issue. So students walking around in the morning in the hallways, they need to go to the top. To the playground where there is supervision. If they're in a class and the teacher's in there, that's wonderful. Some of the teachers here have that kind of open door policy and the students are always in the room, that's great as long as they're being supervised. Now this is the same thing with staff students. So there's going to be a little change here with staff students after school, especially when teachers, you're busy, you're in meetings. Staff students cannot be with other staff students alone in rooms. So if my Osborne kids are really good friends with other staff kids, I cannot go to a meeting and leave them in a room with other staff kids unsupervised. Again, email me if you want, but it's a huge liability and we can't be having that. Now, if my Osborne kids are best friends with these other staff kids and I really want them to be together when I'm in a meeting, then they can go to homework club. They have to go somewhere where they're supervised. So from now on, staff kids, if you have a meeting and you trust your child to be in your room, being quiet, being safe, working, it's locked doors, that's okay, but they cannot have other staff students as well in that room. Hall passes, this is gonna help the office staff tremendously. We are not gonna let any student come into the office without a pass. As soon as a student walks in, we're turning them away. If you want clarifications on why, I could explain that in further detail, but we do have students just visiting the office during recess, just walking in, not even letting anybody know, not even you as teachers know this sometimes, but they just come in. So hall passes are required for any student to enter into the office. What else I have written down here? Let's talk about the gates. The side gate at California Street where staff enters many of the times, you always need to lock it behind you. We're not letting that stay open. Drop off is great. Students can enter from all the different sides, Avenue D and Adams Street and California Street, but pickup is atrocious at California Street. And so we are making a change that needs to be happening from day one and carried out in practice so that everyone is on board. So California Street, or let's start with D. Avenue D, that's third grade's release spot. Third grade gets out at 105, and that is their area only. Fourth, fifth, you exit at California Street. That is your exit spot. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, and eighth. Sorry, this is a big change for fourth, fifth, sixth. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, your school time now ends at 1:15. We've extended 5 minutes because we lost extended day, and we now need to recoup some of those minutes that we lost. So your day got extended. I heard some teachers they were happy about that. They wanted a little bit of a longer time in leadership. They wanted a little bit of more time for that STEM C practice for those of you who are doing that part with the grant. So the day is now 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all getting out at 1:15. At that time, 1:15, 4th and 5th, you go to California Street. 6th, 7th, and 8th, you go to Adams. Now, what about siblings? The rule school-wide is a younger child can go to their older siblings' release spot. I do not want a 7th grade parent on Avenue D blocking a spot because they're picking up a 3rd grader and then waiting for their 7th grader. So if a 3rd grader wants to go to the back gate, there's supervision after school, and they want to wait there for their older brother or sister to arrive, that's fine. So 3rd grade, and we're going to communicate this to parents as well. 3rd grade, your Avenue D, 4th and 5th, your California Street, 6th, 7th, 8th, your Adams in the back. I will be having people monitor those. We will not be letting students out to California Street if they're 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. Hopefully that curves some of the traffic. I have seen at 1:30 that California Street is bumper to bumper still, and it's dangerous because people are double parking and sending their kids across the street, and Adams is completely empty at 1:30. So that's gonna be something we're gonna need to enforce school-wide, so everybody on the same page with that. What else? Chromebooks. Chromebooks are one-to-one on California Street campus. Just be very careful to supervise that. Make sure you count how many Chromebooks you have. I'd suggest having a student job is now to be the Chromebook accountant, just to make sure they're all there after school and we're accountable for those. You're also literally going to be 1-to-1. So if you have a kid who paces to multiple classes, they have their one Chromebook from their homeroom. The pacers do have a case on theirs because they are going to be more transportational. So just know that your homeroom consists of certain amount of Chromebooks, and those are tied to the students on your Illuminate roster. So 1-to-1 on Chromebooks. What else? Let's talk about communication. There's still going to be bulletins. You are going to have team leads in K through 6. They're going to be kind of your point piece for communication and information. I'm excited about the way PLCs are. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to talk to the team leads, and I'm going to let you know how Tuesday meetings are going to run. They're going to be a little different, but I think it's going to be a really good thing. Continuing communication, let's talk about your communication with me on California Street Campus. Texting is going to be the best way to get a hold of me when you really need to get a hold of me. So let's just make that the policy. If something is urgent and you need, urgent as in it could be danger, or it could be, hey, there's something happening in my classroom that's amazing and right now is the only time you could see it, text that. If it's something that needs to be seen at that time, then texting is what's going to be what works for me the best. If it's something that's information that could be delayed, you just want to let me know about something, or you have a question, or you want to set up some kind of a calendar event or a meeting, then email me. And that's the way we'll communicate if it's something that's okay to be delayed and it's not as urgent. We're going to kind of practice the same policy a little bit with my communication to you guys. I am using Boomerang to delay my emails. So my emails will go to you at 1:10. I want to be the last person that's interrupting your class day and sending you things on your phone that you're having to constantly look down at while you're instructing your students. So if I feel like I really need to get a hold of you, then I'll probably just come and see you and get a hold of you. But otherwise, my emails are going to go to you at 1:10, okay? And then in terms of your just your life outside of school, I don't want to be a burden to that as well. I know what teaching and education is and what it does to you outside of the school, and I know it's something that you guys practice really, really well. I mean, you're constantly thinking about ILCS and work, but there are times that you need a break. So what I want to do with this is really just kind of model it as well, is to try to not interrupt you. So if I email you, then I don't expect you to stop what you're doing, interrupt family time, interrupt quiet time that you need to rest and recuperate, to get ready over the weekend. That's something you could read when you get back to work. And I'm going to try to treat it vice versa, okay? I'm going to model that as well. If you have information to pass to me and it's Saturday, email me. I might not be able to read it at that time. It might interrupt what I'm doing with my family, so I will delay it till I am ready to be focused back at Inland Leaders Charter School, okay? But if it's an emergency, that's where you text me or call me. So my phone is going to be reserved for emergencies, for texting and calling. We've had several emergencies over the last year, and I know some of you have reached out to me. So continue to do so with calling and texting if there's something that you need me to know about or help out with right away, okay? I think that helps cover communication. Just to let you know, your rosters are up. They are for teachers only at this point because there are going to be some changes. I mean, we have students where we put 2 students in 2 different classes or 1 student in 2 different classes, and we know we have not figured out cloning or anything like that. So we will work on those for a while before we ever release them to parents. I did email 3rd through 7th pay schedules, so you should have got that information. Safe Schools, if you want to get your training done early, it's ready to go. So you can go on there and go ahead and do any of the trainings you want to do before the school year even starts. You have till November 18th to finish those. Yeah, and with that, August 5th, first day of work. We will see you then. Bagels for breakfast at 8 o'clock with announcements for an hour, and then training will start at 9. Now, the training only has to be attended by those who teach those certain subjects. So if it's a math training, then the math teachers who are using the Pearson curriculum need to be there. No one else does, but it is still a work day, so we'll see you on campus working elsewhere. I know there's a million things to do. Monday will work the same way. 8 o'clock bagels, an hour for announcements, 9 o'clock the training will begin. Both of those training days, lunch will be provided. All right? If you have any more questions, then please email me. Can't wait to start this year, guys. Love you. I've missed serving alongside of you, and I'm just excited that we're going to have an amazing year. So there you go. I cut 10 minutes off.